Hello and welcome to my channel. Today is January the 25th, 2021. Now, I went camping over the weekend. It was only supposed to be for one night. Like I said, it's supposed to be for one night, so I only packed enough food for one night. But it ended up being 2 nights because of mistakes being made. That's right. Now, I didn't put this on film, or else I would have been showing that right now. But that's one mistake I made. It was pretty epic. Um, Regardless of that, I did have fun with my friend. We definitely made a lemonade out of lemons, but that's just part of the adventure that we kind of go on in life. Is even if you do make a mistake, you kind of move forward and make the best of it. But mistake number one was the developer on my property. Worthless pieces of you know what. So, my property is currently under development as a subdivision. Now, these lots are anywhere from 10 acres and up. And they're currently going in different phases. I think they're currently on phase 4, or maybe phase 5. My lot is on phase 3. So, the mistake that they made that I'm utterly upset about, livid about, excited about, and not in a good way, is there's this little area where a stream goes through when it rains really hard. They reinforced that with cement. Now, when I was out there for MLK Day, I did see them put up the forms, um, or starting to build out the form for concrete. So I didn't think much of it. And of course, it was raining throughout the week. And I get there Friday, and the forms are still there, and the concrete has been poured. So their mistake was they didn't notify me that that was there and that they didn't finish the job or even started the job. They were just there. Now, looking back at it, I should have called them up and told them what's going on with this bridge or this little pass cul-de-sac, but I didn't. And then I get there Friday night. It's not there. So mistake number one. I tried driving over it. Mistake number one. Now, my car got a little damage. That's not a problem. I kind of fixed it up to the best of my ability at night. And I was like, all right, I should have stopped then and waited for my friend to get there and discuss this, but I didn't. I actually moved some of the form out of the way and drove over the rebar. That was mistake number two. Now, of course, I thought I was going to be good because I'm a city folk. They don't pour concrete over the weekend. I forgot I wasn't dealing with the city contractors. I'm dealing with real contractors, and they work 6 days a week because they are in high demand. Anywho, so we get there, we talked it over. Neither of us had a care in the world. We had this fire going, and we kept it going. We ate dinner, then we went to bed, and around 7 o'clock, my friend from his hammock says, "Hey, I hear noises from up there. We should check it out." So I go check it out, and I see this crane-looking thing in the middle of the road, and a whole bunch of people in a cement truck. I go talk to them. I asked the guy that's pouring how long it would take. Uh, he kind of gave I don't know, it's a wrong estimate of a couple hours. Maybe that was a couple hours for him to do the work, but not necessarily enough to actually drive over. So, needless to say, I got stuck on my property for 2 days. Now, of course, the realtor calls in. I pretty much told him what I did. And I said, "Hey, I wasn't notified, or else I wouldn't have come down to my property." To make matters worse, I ran into three of my neighbors. Neither of them were informed that this was going on. So I'm a little miffed at this point at my realtor, and I don't know what to do. There was mistakes on both parties. I made the mistake of trying to drive over it, injured my vehicle, not really injured, but more of the body work and actually moving forms from a construction site. Yeah, I understand that was a mistake. I probably shouldn't have done that, but they didn't inform me. And as they were pouring, they didn't come by and check, and now I was stuck for 2 days. Now the realtor said that there was a farm road that we could take. Now keep in mind it's been raining all week, and I may not be from the country, but I know dirt and water makes mud, and mud tends to become very soft. Even if there's grasses, you have a chance of getting stuck. So that really wasn't an option because I was in the Honda Civic. So we go out throughout the day. Keep in mind, none my realtor has not apologized to me once. And then my friend was pretty much saying, yeah, the way that they're talking, they had a meeting in the office, and they're pretty much blaming me for the whole thing, and it's my responsibility, and go f myself because I destroyed, well, altered one of their working areas. Um, so, needless to say, it wasn't really raining for Saturday, and Sunday was rolling around. It wasn't really raining until around 1. It started kind of doing some light rain. Uh, but before we got to that point, to 1 o'clock ish, one of the construction people that's kind of responsible for making roads and kind of making lots said, yeah, the country road is just right over there up on the hill. So we walked it. It was a little iffy. I'm not going to lie. Well, it was a little iffy. So we walked the whole way, kind of walked an alternate route to see how that was going. I decided not to go that route, even though my friend did and he got stuck, which that's another story. That's another part of the story. So we're going down this road. He goes. I get stuck. I try to floor it. I feel like I'm digging deep. So I roll back, roll forward, roll back, roll forward, and keep going. And I was able to get unstuck. So we get to a turn where he was going straight, but I know that we wanted to turn. So he gets stuck. I turn, and I wait for him. And his car stalls out and gets stuck a little bit longer than I was. But he was able to make it. So we continue going, getting back on the road. Now, getting back on the road was interesting because I was disoriented somehow. I go turn, well, I get onto the road and turn onto the road, realizing I'm going the wrong direction. I'm heading back to my property. And of course, we're on speakerphone. I'm on speakerphone and he's on his phone. We're talking this way, and he goes. So I get turned around, and I notice that there's some sticks underneath his car. So we kind of stopped, looked over, and that's when we realized that my car got a little bit more damaged, like the spoiler or the fender that kind of protects the engine from water going in. That was actually down on the ground. So we kind of jerry rig it to so we could at least move it to a place that had cement. Now my friend really hasn't seen this garage area, so I have. So we pull in, we take apart as much as possible or very little as possible of the front bumper, and we fix it. We jack my car up. We put a log underneath the car so we have more headroom. So we get that all going, and then we pretty much take off. And I drove in the fog, which is very interesting. I don't recommend driving in fog unless you can't avoid it. Anyway, so that was my weekend. So my question to you: I understand I made mistakes, and I'm willing to make attempt of apology on that. But how would you handle that in your situation? What can I do moving forward with this developer? Because it's already kind of soured from my standpoint. Is if they're not going to give me communications, what's going on, my access to my property, I don't know what to do on this recourse. Anyways, leave a comment down below on what you thought of the story. If you would have done something different or done the same thing. And most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning or evening.